Hey, hi everyone, this is Mukesh from learn-automation.com. So guys, this is the third video on UiPath series, and in this video we will talk about how we can automate desktop application via UiPath. So in the last session we have already discussed how to automate web browsers or web applications using UiPath, and in this video we'll talk about the desktop application. So let's see what exactly we are going to cover in this video. So we'll talk about how we can launch the application using UiPath. So there is a specific activity in order to launch the application. So we'll use that. And there are a few other activities as well which we can use for our desktop application or desktop automation. So we'll talk about activities which includes type. Now we'll also talk about clear activity. It's not a separate activity which counts, but it is a part of type activity. So we'll see how we can clear some fields if some fields are auto-filled. Then we have type activity, we have get text activity which will allow you to capture the text, and you can do some kind of validations as well, right? So apart from this as well, we have one more activity called if activity. So this if activity will help you to take some decisions, because let's say you got some text from the application and now you want to verify whether this particular condition is valid or invalid, this assertion pass or fail. You can give a if condition. So if condition you can pass via if activity. So let's see how these activities works. Okay, so in the last session we have seen how we can automate web browser via RPA, right, which is nothing but UiPath which you're using. So in this video we are going to talk about how we can automate desktop application. So I don't have any desktop application as of now which I can automate. So I have downloaded one small application which is a small Java application which we will automate via RPA, which is nothing but UiPath in our case. So this application you can also download. I will give you the link in the description. So this I officially downloaded from UiPath community. So you will get one zip file like this, okay, and when you unzip this file you will get one application. So when you double click on this application you will get this application which is a pure Java application. So what it does, it will simply do the expense recording. So if you simply put some dummy email, let's say mukesh@gmail.com, some employee number, and let's say cost center marketing CSG, select some employee, and when you click on create expense report, it will simply generate the expense report which says meal, education, travel and all. So when you click on add expense, you can also give some data. Let's say I added some more details on travel, and let's say again I put some taxi and few details. Okay, let's say this 700. So you can see this total expense is getting recorded here and we are getting the number, and when you click on OK you will get the expense report. Very easy application. So I'm using this for demo, but in case if you have some real application of your organization which you want to automate or which you're planning to automate, please do that, take that application, because concept will remain same, activities which I'm going to cover will remain same. So just try from your end with your application, but for the trial purpose you first try with this application, and if you're able to automate this particular application then you can implement the same. So without wasting much time, let's create a new sequence. In this sequence I will say this is automate desktop application. You just give whatever name you want, make sure it is meaningful, and click on OK. You will get this sequence ready. So the first sequence which you need whenever you work with open, like this is nothing but application, right? So you need to give open application. So you just drag and drop here, and in case if you don't want to search, then if you just go here, if you come down to available section, systems and application, so here you will find open application, start the process, kill process, close application, and the get number of processes. I have taken open application. So when you click here you can see we have file name, like which file you want to open. So you can give the path in a string. So this is the application which I want to open. So when I right click and say copy as path, it is expecting us everything in a form of string. So just give this as a string. Okay, now the next selector which you want is this part. and you can also see it is asking you indicate window on screen, right? So when you click on this, let me open this. This is on the left hand side. When I click on indicate window on screen, and I will simply highlight any portion you can highlight. It just need some kind of locator, so that apart from the file path it should also identify. So you can see now we have given this, so it is taking the title. Apart from this, it also identify the app name and the class details. So with these two inputs, it will open the application. Okay, if you want to give a try, then just come back to your project. This is a sequence, select set as main and just run it. Okay, so when you run this, it will open. So you can see now we have two instances, one is this and one is this. So I will close this, I will work on the new instance. Now what is this? This is a type event, this is also type event, right? So let's click on type event. This is nothing but activity. Make sure you put under do section. So this is again a do activity, and it is asking where you want to type. So I want to type it here. It identified, but again we have some fields already, so we want to clear it, right? So you can see empty field, make it true, and you can also click on this click before typing. And now the text I will give some, let's say mukesh@gmail.com. Guys, it is not contacting or connecting with any server, so whatever details you give, it will simply take that details. Next is again type. So again I will select another type into, and this field, same thing, I will say empty field, yeah, true, click before typing, true, and whatever text. So in double quotes I will give 676767. Okay, now you can click and these details. So guys, you can see this is multi-select option, so we'll talk about this as well. As of now, let's focus on the concept. So this can be done easily with check event. This also is multi-list, so we'll talk about this in detail. As of now, again I will say, now this is nothing but a click event again. So what I will do, I will say click activity, and I will simply drag and drop. Let's say I want to click on this guy called Terry. For click, not required anything, so click is enough. Now finally one more click, so that I can click on expense report. Okay, this is also done. Now when I click on expense report, again we need to click on add expenses. You can see guys, it is very easy to do with RPA. You just need to click on add expense. This is also done. When you click on this, now it is asking expense type. So we have 3 type events, so 3 type activities I will take from the UiPath. So 1, and if you want you can do copy paste, so control C, control V. One more is, so one more time again, one is expense type. This also is already filled with some values, so empty field, true, click before typing, true, and text I will give, let's say any, again I will say travel, let's say. Okay, and now next is again, and this I will say text I want to enter is breakfast. Okay, and let's say this is empty field I want, then click before type, true. The last event is this amount also I want to pre-fill, not pre-fill, I just want to clear it, and amount I will say, let's say breakfast is $20. Now finally we need to click on OK. So again it's a click event, so click activity, it's a click activity. So once we click on OK, and the final thing which we will get is again one more click. So this also we need to capture it. So again click this and click on expense report. Great. Now it's done. Now let's do one thing, let's try to run it and see how it behaves. So I will just close this so that it should open everything from the scratch. Okay, let's run this, and it started. It is doing expense report, travel, breakfast 20, okay, and created. Awesome, and it completed. Right, I just want to show you one more thing. So what I will do, I will run it again and just try to monitor one small thing, and it's running pretty fast. So I will do one thing, I will put some delay so that you can see one small thing which I want to highlight. So you can see they have already created a couple of snippet for us. So if you come to a snippet section, you can see this delay, right? So if I want to put some kind of delay, so you can, what you can do, just do a small drag and drop, 1 seconds of delay, again few more seconds, 1 second, this is done, and let's say 3 seconds of delay here, and before click on OK, I will also enter 3 seconds of delay. Let's run it again. Okay, just notice on the right hand side what it is doing. It is doing some, whatever activities you did, it is creating a log as well, right? Type into delay and again some click events, and it's done. So if you come back to this output section, so these are the activities information it is giving, how many steps it has done. So type click, all the events has been recorded. Totally took 16 seconds. Clear? So this is very easy when it comes to RPA. So this is what we did, is just a type and click, right? But we also need that we should put some assertion, right? That once we are done, we also have to put some assertion so that we can verify whether our functionality is working fine or not. So how to put assertion? Let's see. So in order to capture the text, we have a one activity called get text. What this activity will do, it will simply extract the text from a specific UI element. So if you simply drag and drop, it will ask you identify or give me the element which I want to capture. Okay, so you can say I want to capture this part. So if you put to any other text also, it will identify. For the time being, I want to verify this. So when I click on this, it is able to identify this particular text, and now you can see, as we discussed in the previous session, that we need some sort of variables, right, where we can store the data. So under output section, you can see this value tag. So hit Control K, or you can do right click and create attribute. This I will store as an output. The moment you hit enter, it will create a generic variable for you, and the scope you can see it is coming under do activity, which is nothing but this. Okay, so what you can do now, once you got the output, we also have to validate, right? So there is one activity again called if. So but before jumping into if, let's see whether it's printing or not. So I can put a message box, and this message box will simply print the output which we captured in the previous activity. Okay, so let's do that. Let's close this as well, and let's run it again. Okay, I forgot to remove the delay, so it will be little slow, but when I remove the delay, it will be very fast. I added some delay for the demo purpose, and now it is coming. Okay, it did not created a message box. Okay, it means something is wrong here. It actually captured but it stopped here. Let's see, let it fail. Okay, so the problem is here, it is not able to capture this text, because you can see here it says find failed, end of inner exception. something is wrong here. So let's do it again. It means whenever you get this kind of issues, it means something is wrong with the locator part. So what you can do, you can again click on this. Okay, let it stop first of all, and you can again indicate on screen. For that, what you can do, let's create expense report, any dummy expense report, and let's try to identify it again. So indicate on screen, and let's do it again. This time it should capture in a variable, that variable we are printing here, and let's run it again. So it will do all the basic activities, add expense, travel, breakfast, enter, click on OK after 3 seconds of delay, and you can see it actually captured the message. Why it is coming in a message box? Because in our activity, in our sequence, you can see I have given message box, so it is able to capture now. Now we can put a condition because now we have the proper data. So there is one activity called if, and if you put mouse over, it says model and if else conditions. So what you need to do, you need to give a condition, and as usual, if this condition gets true, then it will do this, otherwise it will do this. So what is my condition is that the output variable which I have, I need to check, right? So when you put dot operator, can you see this methods, compare, contains, equals, length, everything you can call, replace, split. These are the string class methods which we already have. So in case if you are familiar with any other programming language, then you can easily relate these kind of methods, because this is present in every programming language. So what I will do, I will check if this output which is coming from the application, if it contains created, right? Because if you see this part, I need to verify created. I am just verifying the partial keyword. If it contains created, then it should print one message box called passed, and if this is condition is false, then it should print another message box called fail. As simple as that. So what I will do now, let me go back to the outline section and quickly remove these delays, because these delays are not required now. So I will click here and click on delete. Again I will click on this delay and click on delete. So it's very easy from the outline, otherwise you need to struggle little bit and you need to find. So I always prefer this outline whenever we have a lengthy sequence. And let's do this. Let's click on start. As per this condition, it should say pass, because we are giving the proper input and we are expecting a proper output. So this time it is fast. So this is the message box. I will hit enter, and this is passed. This is the positive scenario. Negative scenario, let's do one thing. This message box is not required now, because we already know the capture message is coming properly, so you can delete this. Second scenario, let's say I'm expecting selenium or RPA. So definitely the message does not contain RPA, so it should go to this particular condition and it should say fail, right? And let's click on again, and this time the output should be fail. Yes, awesome. So this is how you can automate a very basic activities or basic flow of your application. And one very important point, guys, before you start this, I forgot to cover in the beginning that you need to install a Java extension, since it's a Java application. So when you just click on this, it will simply start your UiPath in case, and in case if it is asking you to restart your system, then definitely do that. This is just one time activity. Once it is done, you can automate everything. Okay, so this is part 1. In the part 2, I will show you how you can deal with this kind of list boxes and the check boxes. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this session. If yes, then hit the like button and share with your friends, And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will be coming with a lot of videos on UiPath. In the next session, we'll see some little different activities from the same application.